When I think of Pelindaba, I think of deep purple calm.
Sophistication.
Golden light.
Smelling good.
Serious.
Innovative. Unexpected.
Creative.
Aesthetic.
Geometry.
Serendipitous.
Gathering.
It's hard work.
My first exposure was seeing trucks and bulldozers and everything up on the hillside because the gatehouse had been a car mechanic's.
And of course it was all the big news on the island.
When I first drove by Pelindaba here, I probably was rather skeptical of what I saw. It just looked like a wild hare. I mean, who was going to pull this off?
It was unlike anything that this island and this county had ever seen. And it was certainly not what we would call your grandmother's lavender.
Stephen kept adding fields and configurations. There's an organic quality to it.
It didn't look commercial at all. It was just a lovely, lovely addition to the island.
The key thing was to make it a celebration of open space. So I didn't want it just to be open space in the distance, but I wanted to be people that actually walk on it and enjoy it. And that's what drove part of the name, the place of great gatherings.
There are so many people that come on bicycles, in the little shuttle that goes around the island, and they love to be in the fields.
I love going and walking the rows and just seeing all the purple and experiencing everything that's out there, the smells and the green grass. I walk and sit and listen to the bees. I really love it.
Pelindaba Lavender is a giving kind of a feeling, just a very generous spirit.
It's a community of pleasures. It's a community of activities. We have picnics, we have music events, we have our festival every year. These are events that the residents on the island enjoy.
The idea that we have a local business with an owner who's very committed to the community is important to those of us who live here.
First of all, it employs a lot of people year-round.
And I know a lot of the folks that have been with Stephen on the farm have been with him a long time. So he's been training them and then making them an important part of our community.
The other thing was to not compete with other farmers. There are a whole lot of small farmers trying to make a living on the island. And so he's not in a competitive situation, and people respect that.
Building the farm to this stage of its development is an economic development example for the community.
He's provided a ton of positive stuff for the farming community as well as the islander. You know, he's pulling it off. He's doing it.
When they harvest the lavender, they don't do it by machine. They have people with a small knife and they cut it because that way they can get the upper stems as well as the lower ones, which a machine couldn't work. And I really respect the fact that he's doing things by hand. Today we forget the value and the pride that can happen when you do something by hand.
What's interesting to me about the farm is how it was an unexpected consequence. With all their research over the years, they've realized all these other ways of using lavender that they had never considered. I don't think you could have ever envisioned 250 products with lavender.
I think the farm is a real treasure for the island, for islanders as well as for visitors. And it's something that was a new idea.
As I look at everything we've done here, and as I even wake up in the morning or come down to the farm store, for example, when I see lots of people on the fields or in the store or walking around and doing whatever they're doing, and you hear and see the pleasure they're getting out of it, it says this was something worth doing.